Okay, peace. All right, peace, family. And this is brother Micial X from the Fountain of Youth podcast, and we're trying to get on also brother Jonathan X from the Unapologetic Junk podcast too. So just bear with us a little bit, please. Oh shit.
Peace. Peace. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How
Yes,
you
sir.
doing?
Alaikum salam. Okay, brother. Yes, sir. Appreciate you joining. So, ba- yes, sir. So basically, let me just get this subject. As you can see, let's see here, so we can adjust it. Yes, sir. How's my face looking?
Well, come on, brother. You
Okay,
already know
so
you look young. Come on now.
yeah, it just kind of looking
It's
cut
just a
off.
little bit of your head. There you
Huh?
go.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
want to get
So
right there, perfect.
okay.
Oh,
So
oh,
let's see if we can adjust that. Okay. How's that?
there you go. There we
Okay.
go. Now we
Yes,
talking.
sir. So, let me just announce it again. I'm Brother Micial X, and from the Fountain of Youth podcast, and then this is Brother Jonathan X from the Unapologetic Junk podcast.
Yes, sir.
So, this subject is um, intermediate fasting and working out.
Come on now.
So basically, over the years that there's been some concerns when it comes to, well, I'll just say, let me just focus on this. Our source is the main source is from How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
So, and basically there's kind of like over the years, because he had mentions, what some of us are familiar with is the OMAD diet, which stands for one meal a day. And then what some people don't know about is, truthfully, there's a lot of people that's really popular right now.
Yes, sir.
But it doesn't, unless I'm missing something, it don't seem to me these individuals get asked where the source is.
Facts.
You see?
Facts.
So, let me just go fast forward to this. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught about one meal a day back in actually he was teaching it back in the 30s. But the book came out, I believe, in 67 of How to Eat to Live. Two
Yes, sir.
books.
Yeah, 2 books.
Two books. So, and also, like I've mentioned before, is there's some of us that we've learned either we were around during the time of Honorable Elijah Muhammad was on the scene, or were around during Miss Farrakhan. Either way, that's how we learned about How to Eat to Live. Was the
Yes,
book
sir.
how we learned about one meal a day, and there's those of us that have been eating this way. So
Right.
we can go back to Malcolm X.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when he was after he had passed away, and they did inspection on his body and something, and they said that was the cleanest body that they've ever seen, the
Come on now.
insides of this man.
Right.
So again, he was following How to Eat to Live.
Mm.
So basically, fast forward right now, everybody's talking about OMAD and intermediate fasting.
Okay.
So let me just say this.
Uh-huh.
Before, like I said, we mentioned the source is the book behind me, How to Eat to Live.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So, but it seems like over these years that everybody, as I can say, they want to jet ski, or pogo stick doing
I
going
got you.
around, and they want to skip the source where it came from, and they don't want to mention that.
Right.
So today we're not going to do that, and we don't do that.
Huh.
This is
Okay.
the source right
Yes,
here.
sir.
When they talk about OMAD, when they talk about intermediate fasting,
Uh-huh.
uh, that's that's also in How to Eat to Live. It's he says that you can eat once every other day or
Hmm.
once every 3 days, and
Right.
he even hints in the book that you can eat once every 7 days.
Come
And
on now.
he said
Sorry, brother. You kind of cut out a little bit. You kind of cut out a little bit, brother. I don't know if you can hear me, but you cut out. Yeah, I think you cut out. I can't hear you no more. I don't know if you can hear me. There you go. There you go.
you still can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You
I
can
can
hear
hear
me
you now.
now. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you now.
and I can barely hear you,
Okay, hold up.
but you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. So how about let's test it again? How about now?
Oh yeah, perfect, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, okay. So basically what I want to say is that let's see, what was my point that I was talking about the intermediate fasting as they call it.
Yes, sir.
So, but actually, I was getting to the point where I wanted to bring Brother Jonathan back on here. So, uh, basically, over the years and even up until recently, people will argue the fact that you have to eat every day. To especially when you're working out, you have to eat. Five up to like 5 times a day, 5 small meals to keep your energy level, to see the most results strength wise, and also bulking up, as they say, because that's a lot of concerns that I hear is, the first thing when we get introduced into these teachings that the first question is, which I've had many times, they'll ask me, can you get bulk? Can you still bulk up eating one meal a day and once every other day, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad prescribed it? So, and that's been their main concern, though.
Okay.
So, they're just worried about, can I bulk up? So, like I had shared before, is when I first got introduced into this Eat to Live, uh, before I got introduced, that's all I wanted to do was
Right.
bulk up. Now I
Hmm.
can tell you my reason.
Right.
My reason was basically was my insecurity of how I couldn't take. I was skinny.
Uh-huh.
So, and like I said, growing up and even as an adult, a lot of times people will make a skinny comment,
Right.
and I got that a lot,
Damn.
especially as my younger years, and it's like some of us, we can't even help ourselves. We don't even know how to hold our tongues. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And like I shared before, is uh, once I started coming into these teachings and understanding the benefit. Well, truthfully, I just know the uh, really not even too deep of what the benefits would be on one meal a day. But I know I was convinced by my older brother, so it was enough.
Right.
So so I'm saying I didn't even know all the scientific breakdown of what it does to the body and all this kind of stuff that you can find on Google. I
Right.
just knew the man said do it and it'll benefit you, and we did. So
Bearing witness, brother.
but like I said, and also in our transition, because there's like a transitional period of when you start one meal a day.
Right.
It says in the book, it says you'll drop in weight, but
Hmm.
you'll gain it back.
Right.
So I know I was probably, man, I want to say when I started doing it, I was in the 150s. And I
Okay.
believe, truthfully, I might have dropped down to a little bit under 130 in
Wow.
my weight. So it's noticeable. It's noticeable in the face and everything. So, and
Right.
then like I mentioned, my older brother, who was he was at 185 before he got
Hmm.
to one meal a day, and
Right.
he dropped down to 155 in that transitional period. But then we gain weight back.
Right.
So that's what I know. And then so, just going through that, and then, I got a real small body frame. So just going throughout the years, is, a lot of times people just can't help themselves. So they'll say a skinny comment or whatever like that. But
Right.
my thing is I just toughed it out. I just had to learn to take it and tough it out. And I just know people can't help themselves. You know what I mean?
Always. Always.
So just want to do a mic check. You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you perfectly, bro.
Okay,
I can
okay.
still hear you
Oh,
rapping.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So basically, even up until recently,
Uh-huh.
I'm getting people that will argue. And first of all, I already know this was what people was thinking.
Uh-huh.
Even, I already know based on reactions, whatever it is. So I already know this was what they were thinking when it comes to I see you, all praise due to Allah, brother. I believe it's Marquise. I see you, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir. Um, and also I want to say that uh also I want to say that so like I said, it's like people can't help themselves. So they'll say, skinny comments and all that stuff. But like I said, I just learned to put up with it. I just learned to take it. First of all, what gave me the confidence to even deal with it is
Uh-huh.
because this man,
Uh-huh.
this book, these teachings
Yes,
right
sir.
here, that's what gave me the confidence of just to, don't worry about it. You doing something that this man said do. So I don't care if I have to weigh 110 pounds. I
Uh-huh.
knew this man knew what he was talking about.
Let's go,
So
bro.
so that's what made me be willing to accept it. So so basically, like I'm saying, is the reason I wanted to bring Brother Jonathan up because I know people will use the excuse of me being small frame that like if I say something like you shouldn't focus on it, it doesn't matter like how big you're gonna be. Just
Right.
go do this. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
worry about it.
But I know some people because I stopped worrying about it. See, so I know some people would use an excuse. Well, I don't want to hear that from you. You're small frame. You're skinny. So of course you're gonna say being big doesn't matter. But again, I always knew it didn't matter. First of all, second of all, I always knew that you can still have strength, but not be so-called bulked up.
Right.
Second of
Right.
all, third of all, I know there's different body types. So you can't expect me with a small frame to be somebody 250.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? But based on my size and everything, I knew that I seen the benefits. I seen the strength benefits. Not only myself, my brother. I seen the strength increase. I seen weight loss in this.
Uh-huh.
I
Right.
seen that this diet does an automatic chisel on your facial fat. I
Right.
noticed the difference. So um again, I'm just sticking with it. I just take the shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, when you're looking okay, you're all right, and you're looking a little bit thinner in the face or whatever the situation is. Once again, I just took it. I never went back to them and say, and went back and retaliated. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I never did that. You know what I mean? So I just knew I was confident enough in knowing that I'm following this man. I ain't worried about what nobody else says. Second of all, truthfully, we really don't know what a healthy person looks like because we have not been healthy. So
Come
how
on
can
now.
we? You're only judging from your mind. We're we're
Right.
we're judging. We're just judging from what we see and what we're used to seeing. You know what
Right.
I mean? So I already know when they see something, when they see you doing something that we're gonna get to that, but it's proven on out of this world results.
Yes, sir.
So my point is, I knew, brother, you yourself was first of all, I knew that you felt the same way. I
Hmm.
knew you were once you share your expertise in your trainings that you've had,
Yes, sir.
that the experience you had. Once you go ahead and share your expertise,
Well,
tell me,
with
like
that,
basically tell me, about the different martial arts you're trained in.
mhm.
Tell me how long that you've been working out, and right now, how often you work out.
Man, how often I work out? Every day.
Yes,
Every
sir.
day.
How
Every
many
day.
how many how many times a day?
Sometimes twice to three times a day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I got a degree in exercise science. And I'm a
Yes,
personal trainer trying to help everybody else get fit. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you know how everybody likes to throw the skinny comments at you and all that.
yes,
Hey,
sir.
it's not a beauty contest. It's not a beauty contest at all.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Hollywood and TV gave us these things of where we got to have, you know, these perceptions of body types of what we got to look like to be, you know, according to society standards and stuff like that. Though, but we don't have to do that. We
Yes,
don't
sir.
we don't have to do that. So you're right about, you know, nobody knows what an actual healthy person looks like because we ain't seen it. We only see what we see on TV or we see what we see in the gym and be like, oh, well, I want to be that big or I want to be like that or I want to have six packs like this instead of actually finding out what your body type is, finding out how your body functions, finding out how you know, how long you can work out, how your endurance. Instead of you just going out and finding yourself, you want to go over here and look like the next person. Like, man, miss me with all that. For
Yes,
real.
sir.
You ain't gotta look like the next person. You know,
Y-
gravity falls. So
y-
how's you gonna be big and everything, right? Walk around with all the muscles that your body frame and your joints don't support.
Right. Let
Right?
me
It's
see.
like,
Let me
come on.
just give me a second here. We still working out the kinks. Let me see.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. Ain't in no hurry. Okay. Let's see.
Cause I gotta just say, man, gravity works down, man. Gravity falls, baby.
Huh?
Your muscle ain't gonna be able to walk around too long.
Oh, bruh. First, let me just ask you. Let me just ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, basically, because there seems to be theories about being bulk.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so does bulk necessarily mean that you have a lot of strength, or is it? Let me just put it like this: is bulk the most important thing, or any kind of important thing? Tell me the importance level of bulk compared to strength. Having strength, does that necessarily mean you have a lot of strength?
If you have a lot of strength and everything, bulk wouldn't matter.
Okay, you said
Bulk
bulk
would.
don't matter.
It don't matter. Bulk
Right,
doesn't exist. You don't have to be big to have a whole lot of strength.
right.
You don't have to have that.
Right.
You
So
know.
let me,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
let me ask you. Well, first of all, let me say you've been training in your arts for at least 15 years, right?
At least 15 years.
Yes, sir. So name the arts that that you have experience in.
Boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and judo and
Okay.
jujitsu. So,
Now also tell them you have some tell them about your professional and amateur and what arts that is in.
oh, I'm a professional mixed martial artist, professional kickboxing and everything. Right. Did a lot of matches in judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yes, sir.
Did a lot of that. Traveled all over the world fighting people. Case
Yes,
in
sir.
point.
So let me ask you this, brother. So because I know you have a different attitude about well, let me ask you this question. You seem to have a different attitude than some of the other people that may be that work out a lot. You
Right.
have a different attitude about how to eat to live.
Uh-huh.
So meaning you believe in it.
Right.
So
Right. Bearing witness to it.
what do you think that gave you that perspective?
Man, my perspective on the how to eat to live. Well, I wanted to find something that was going to keep me healthy. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to find something that was going to keep my body healthy through training, keep me functional through training, keep me longevity, you know, keep me going at even an older age, keep going. If I decided to keep going in fighting games. So I wanted to double dabble in these little things. And when I was just looking, I was looking at intermittent fasting and whatnot. And looking at that, and I just started, you know, just dibble down, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this and see how my body functions with this. I'm gonna try this to see how long I can go long with this. So I started having success with that, and I started knowing how I felt with that, and I'm just like, man, this is feeling really good. So following Brother Ben X, I looked at Honorable Elijah Muhammad's How to Eat to Live, and I
Yes,
was
sir.
like, oh, okay. So I should see this is gonna be a little bit different. So see, let's start reading. So I went on a 2-week fast. I didn't eat anything. didn't eat anything, was just drinking liquids. 2 week fast.
Yes,
Two
sir.
week didn't eat anything. Just
And
straight water, coffee, and tea.
okay.
That's it. And everything,
Yes, sir.
right? So I started reading the book while I was in that so I can get a little bit more in tune with that. Man, as I started reading, even though it takes a while to get through the book, and even though it's a small book, some things might be repetitive and everything, right? But everything's always deeper than a rap. So started looking, and started researching and studying. And I'm just like, man, if this is back in the 1930s and everything, right, when he put this out, and we talking about it now, so I mean, who's the original? Who originally came up with this?
Yes, sir.
So so you already know it's time to give credit to due to all praises due. Come on now.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's how it is, and that's how I came with the Eat to Live, man. And I met you through the study group, and it broken down even more. So, hey,
all praise is due to Allah. Yes, sir,
all
brother.
praise to Allah.
So, like I said, I wanted the people to hear your perspective because, like I said, and you're somebody that's so-called, uh, got a pretty, as they would say, you're pretty good in shape.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a thin frame like me.
Right.
As you could say to me, I think you're pretty buff, as they
Appreciate
say.
it, brother.
You know what I'm
Appreciate it.
saying? So, but that's why I said, let me bring this brother on and give his perspective. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because I believe people are just gonna keep making excuses because of my size. That
Right.
first of all, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what they're gonna use. Second of all, like you over here. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? As
Right.
as so, you ain't. I'm not even gonna listen to you because you're skinny. So that's why I said let's as you know let's have brother Jonathan on here too, so he can bear witness, so they can hear from you.
Okay.
Not only do you have a different body type than me, as you can say that's buff, but you also have these experiences, and also you work out multiple times daily.
Yeah.
So that's somebody saying that you bear witness to as they say, the intermediate fasting.
Mm-hmm.
So you were mentioning to me some also some sport players that do intermediate fasting. Why don't you go name some of them names?
Right. They say you can't be buff during intermittent fasting, right? Look at your boy Terry Crews.
Go ahead.
Come on now, Terry Crews is big, right?
Go ahead.
But he has to be that big and everything, right? Because he's Hollywood.
Go ahead.
So when you look at that this man is Hollywood and he has to maintain that frame, of course he's going to have to eat that much to
What?
maintain,
Right.
right? So with that being said, that you can't bulk during this, oh man, push that to the wayside. He already didn't said it. Intermittent fasting keep me
Right.
healthy, it's keep me workout, keeps me chiseled and
Right.
everything, right? And I don't feel hungry for the next day. I could just eat this big one meal right here and
Go
then
ahead.
keep going on,
Go ahead.
right? So when you Hollywood, you ain't got all that time to eat.
Go ahead.
You're doing press conferences, you're doing acting, right? You're doing commercials, they
Mm-hmm.
throwing you all over the place, and plus you have to go on TV to speak to some people.
Go
So
ahead.
when this man, you can go look it up, Google, you can look it up on the Today Show. He's
Right.
talking about intermittent fasting,
Right.
and this is one of the biggest dudes that's out there. I mean, he played in football,
Right. Go
so
ahead.
hey,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying
So,
it's all proof in
right.
the pudding, man.
Right. So as you can see, we're focusing on both part.
Yeah,
We're focusing on the spiritual part of bulk, meaning
yeah,
like it shouldn't matter to you. Why is
right,
that even a big thing? That's number one. Number
right,
two is, bruh, that's just like you as you. Let's just say somebody comes in your gym
mhm,
and trains with you,
right,
and they got a whole list of concerns of like for instance, when working out, when you're first starting, right, you're gonna have muscle aches, right?
right,
So if somebody walks in the first day and they got a whole list of questions and concerns,
mhm,
now I'm not talking about uh realistic or health concerns. I'm talking about excuse concerns.
okay,
Meaning like, okay, yeah, how long's our workout? What am I gonna be doing? Am I gonna be doing any crunches? Anything that's gonna hurt my arm? Is it gonna affect my breathing? How much weight? I mean, you asking a bunch of excuses before you even the first day. So that's a preconceived notions that your mental ain't right.
Right.
You
But
see what I'm saying?
that's also coming from their insecurities though.
Exactly,
Come on
exactly,
now.
exactly. So I'll just be honest with you. When I
Okay.
hear stuff like that, when people ask, "Can I get bulk on one meal a day and all that kind of stuff?" I'm saying that's what's holding you back.
Right. Because you
You see?
worried about being big. You don't have to worry
Exactly,
about big. Why you want to be so big to where you have to get in the shower and lean up against the shower just to get a reach around? Why you
man.
want to be that big, man?
Go ahead,
Oh no, can't even fit in your own house. You want to be that big.
go ahead,
Like
bruh.
look at Ronnie Coleman, right? Ronnie Coleman was Mr. Olympia. He was
Mm,
huge,
mm.
350 pounds of raw muscle. Now my brother on stilts, trying to hold all that muscle up. You
Go
know what I'm
ahead.
saying? You don't have to be that big. It comes consequences. Your ligaments, your joints, everything else don't go big with your muscles. So why
Right,
you want to have all that weight on your frame?
right.
Your frame ain't built for that.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Come on now. You're like you
Right,
over here trying to be 5'2", trying to be built like somebody that's 6'4". It's not gonna happen, man.
right. Plus, also, once you mention some things that people do that you can say, whether it's what they eat or what they're putting in their bodies to make themselves bulk, that's not healthy.
Right. Like what's the name? Like they try to get a quick fix. They try to do a lot of meat and everything, right? Packing on the protein and all the red meat and stuff like that. They try to do that, but they don't oh no, they bumping up their cholesterol. You know what I'm saying? All that red meat that you eating and everything, right? If you don't have a good digestive system like that, you're gonna back up your digestive tract. You're gonna throw your cholesterol off, your blood pressure's gonna be high, your heart gonna start beating irregular. It's just gonna come with a whole lot of things. So when they thinking, oh, well, I gotta get big, I gotta eat a whole lot of steak, I gotta eat nothing but chicken, all this other stuff that's gonna make you big and everything, man. Like, no, you're gonna coming big comes a lot of health elements.
Right, right. So now, let's see. So basically, let's focus on two because somebody had made another point, and they
Mm-hmm.
said that um, I'm gonna share my experiences, and then I want you to share yours after this too.
Okay.
So two things they said is they said that let's say with a vegetarian or vegan diet, you're and you're working out,
Mm-hmm.
um your muscle I guess is not gonna be as effective as if you were eating a animal protein diet. So
You already know where I'm coming with.
right. So let me say this. And then also same thing with like they were and but we've already mentioned that that they don't believe in one meal a day, once every other day.
Right.
Okay, so again, so I'm gonna point out both of those effects.
Okay.
Now I can say for myself is I don't eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
Now I do drink milk because
Okay.
according to this book right here, it says milk is one of the best foods for you. So raw milk, not processed, raw milk.
Yes, sir.
So but I'm gonna say that like I said in my hometown, Seattle, I'm just gonna focus on energy level. So again, I don't eat every day, and again, I don't eat meat. And I'm gonna just say on let's just go to energy level. Okay,
Okay.
energy level is like I said in my hometown, Seattle. Um, hitting the block hard,
Uh
60
huh.
hours a week, probably six,
Yes, sir.
7 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
and don't and uh, I had more days throughout the week that I didn't eat than I ate, and still now. So, and like I said, walking 8 to 10 miles a day. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
nothing in between, no food, nothing.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. Fast forward up here. Let me share another. Well, actually, let me share this. This is on one meal a day. I remember again somebody was they was talking bad against one meal a day,
Right.
and they were trying to point out to these people over here. See, these guys run 10 miles every weekend, right? And
Right.
they don't even do eat to live. So,
Huh.
just trying to throw out the door that you don't need. So
Right.
I took that as a challenge on how to eat to live in 1 meal a day. So,
Okay.
you know what I did the next weekend? I
Right.
jogged 10 miles
Mm-hmm.
without practicing. They did this every week. I just
Right.
out the wind did 10 miles without stopping.
Off
Okay,
the couch.
that's number one. Number two,
Okay.
that was on 1 meal a day. Okay, now on like I said, my brothers and I are on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Those are the days we eat. So that's intermittent, as they call uh, intermittent fasting. That's what
Yes,
they
sir.
call. Okay, so I remember on a wind, again, just a wind. I had decided that day when I found somebody. One of our friends was running a marathon with his uncle, and
Right.
that was something I always wanted to do. So again, this was a Saturday. I found out early in the morning that he was going to do this. I, on a whim, again, said, I'm going to do it. And it was a 6.5 mile marathon. And I finished it.
Come
And,
on, man.
and no training, nothing. And that was on a Saturday. What does that mean? That means I hadn't had ate since Thursday and did a 6.5 mile marathon just on the window. Just said, I'm going to do it. Okay. And uh, I didn't finish first, but I didn't finish last. I finished
Huh.
in, let's say for instance, what I mean the middle. Let's say there was 10,000 people running, right?
Mhm.
I finished within the first 5,000 people.
Okay.
So I'm just saying on a win. That was no food.
Mhm.
So
Yes, sir.
that theory is broken up. Second of all, I fast forward up to let's see, a few years ago, we moved to Dallas for a while, me and my wife. Okay,
Uh-huh.
we had what they call a U-Haul that is made for a one-bedroom apartment, meaning that's how
Okay.
that's pretty much the average size that you can put in there is a one bedroom worth of stuff in your.
Right.
So if it's a one-bedroom apartment, you put it in that U-Haul. We
Right.
had that. Okay, we this was I believe on a Wednesday, I believe it was. So we go to Dallas. We're on the third floor.
Mhm.
Okay, that U-Haul was filled to the top. I unloaded that and took it to the third floor. I want to say probably a good 95% of that U-Haul by myself
Huh.
up to the
Okay.
third floor. Again,
Okay.
I'm skinny. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if it matters, I'm skinny. But again,
Right.
I
Come on
didn't
now.
eat. That was Wednesday, so I hadn't eaten all day Wednesday, and I hadn't ate since Tuesday, and it still it didn't make me tired. So fast forward. Some of y'all seen the video when I was punching the bag for 5 minutes. There was two of them, punching the bag and then punching when you was holding that
The
uh
minute.
yeah. And then now we did one which I didn't really like the camera angle, so I'm gonna do one later on.
Okay.
But we did one for I straight punched for 11 minutes and 52 seconds. And
Come on now.
again, since you need to eat every day, that was on a Tuesday. I hadn't ate since Sunday.
Huh.
So,
Come on now.
second of all, I'm gonna just say this: all praise is due to Allah. But I just want to say, I believe I got more gas in the tank. I believe I can go
Huh.
longer than nearly 12 minutes. I truthfully, I think I at least can go 20 minutes. So,
Let's
so
go.
again, that's just showing you. And I'm not no big cardio man either. I'm not a big
No.
cardio man. I don't
No.
jog every day. I don't even jog. I don't even jog. So, but here, let me tell you the benefit of how to eat to live. You know,
Mhm.
we can use this, as you could say, for the advantage of this book right here. He claims that this dietary law was given to God in person. Okay. Now, again, all these years since we've been following how to eat to live since back in '97, my brothers and I, we really have not got hard on weight training at all. Not real
Mhm.
hard at all.
Right.
So, and as you can see, that's not something I focus on.
Right.
Okay. So, but my thing is, I think that can be used as you can say, as the advantage of these teachings right here. because what I'm sharing with you is that's not, I don't work out.
Mm.
How come I can go 12 minutes punching consistently and still, bro, after that, did you just see how I walked off like it wasn't nothing? All
No,
praise is
no.
due to Allah, bro.
He
Like I
didn't
had
even get
some
a
more,
drink of water.
bro,
He didn't get a drink of water, y'all.
bro, all praise is due to Allah, bro. Just walked
Come
off
on.
like it was nothing. But again, that's not me. That's following this book right here. And like I said, I got more gas in the tank. All praise is due to Allah.
Yes, sir.
But I want you to share. Oh no, you did on your. Oh yeah. About the yeah, the experiences with the fasting again. Oh, let me just say this. Let me just say it because see, you know, a lot of times that either both sides, either whether you have, as you can say, opposition in your life that comes in the form of human beings, or whether you have people that support you.
Right.
Either way, it's beneficial. And that took me a while to learn that. You know what I'm saying? But either way, even the opposition is beneficial. So even the ones that don't believe in what you're doing or what you can even prove that you're doing, those are even beneficials.
Right. We
You know what I'm
need
saying?
y'all too.
Say,
Tell 'em
what you say?
yeah, I said, tell them we need y'all too.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, and in fact, over the years, really the opposition I just learned to use it as fuel.
Yes, sir.
So, I just learned to use it as fuel. But I'm saying, like, I think there's a time period in the Bible where it was like that Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar.
Okay.
I see you brother I see you, brother Ebony. I see you, brother Clarence.
Yes, sir.
And I see Villa. I believe that's how you now pronounce it. Everybody, I appreciate you.
My boy Ryan. There you go.
So like I said about the opposition, you have to be, first of all, it's just like you training in football. Okay?
Uh-huh.
What do? You run it through them pads, right?
Right.
That's not just think about that as the opposition. If you want that helps you stay the course. It can either break you or make you, or it can either discourage you or fuel you. So I
Right.
learned to use it as fuel. To be
Right.
honest with, yeah, I like people looking at me and you judging me by my frame that I don't know what I'm talking about. Second of all, but guess what? For you to look past that frame, you also have to look at my youthful appearance.
Mm. Come on now.
That definitely don't come from no diet of this world. So that
Right.
just
Come on
alone,
now.
I see you, brother Rigo. Assalamu alaikum. I see you. But I'm saying you have to look past my youthful look to even look at my frame. So while
Right.
you focus on my frame, truthfully, the power of the benefits is you're looking past that too, because you ain't focusing on the youthful look. And no regular diet can do this.
Facts.
I'm all president. I'm about to be 46, coming up in October 26th. You
Don't
know,
even look it. Right.
46. So I get people tripping on me. Oh, you're 46, and also, but anyway, to say the opposition and the encouragement. Let me just say this: is first of all, I know you haven't pointed this out, and I know people that I know support how to live, how to eat to live, have and recognize that. Don't focus on my small frame. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, in fact, I remember my wife was saying that she said you're stronger than people think you're strong. That you're stronger than that people think you are. So
Right.
what does she see? I'm like, damn, she sees something I don't see. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So
Right.
second of all, she knows like just the energy level I got, and other people recognize that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like non-stop. You know what I mean? So
Right.
and truthfully, those especially on them days I ain't eating nothing. I feel way lighter. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's just telling you something right there. But also once you mentioned you had mentioned that
What's up,
professional foot
BD?
You had mentioned that professional football player that you said doesn't eat meat. You remember who it was you told me the other day?
Oh, Colin Kaepernick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Right.
you see how he recently changed over to vegan.
Yes, sir.
So
And
with
see,
that
I
being said and everything, and still can compete at a high level, being a vegan.
yes, sir. So
Right.
that's vegan. That's vegan. Right. But truthfully, man, a lot of these answers are really in the Google. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Right.
know some people have a
Right.
then it's okay. See, then it's
Right. Right. Hold up. You kind of cut out, bro. Right. Hold up, brother. You kind of cut out again.
health and fitness trends. Okay,
Uh huh.
so and it says people are using it to lose weight, improve their health, and simplify their lifestyle. So it says many studies show that it can have powerful effects on your body and your brain. And it says and may even help you live longer. But like I said in the last show, there's that word may.
May.
May. That's what they saying, may. So I'm saying it does. We know it
Yes, sir.
does. Because first of all you got to do is look at my youthful appearance. So if you know about my youthful appearances, it got more useful as time went on. I don't look my age. So that's telling you it makes you live longer because I'm looking young. And
Right.
those that follow this book are looking younger. So you
Come
know
on now.
it makes you live longer. So and I want to say, tell me a diet out there that does that. You may find a diet that you drop 80 pounds in 30 days. You may find a diet that you know got you bulked up or whatever like that. But does it do this? Does that
Can
diet
it?
do this,
Hey, but once they get done with the diet, where do they go?
bruh? Oh, to the
Come,
hospital.
come on now.
You already know. You already know. But speaking of the hospital, doctors, when it's important surgery that you need to be done, what do they tell you? What do they tell
Fast.
you? What do they
They tell
tell
you
you,
to
brother?
fast.
No.
They tell you to fast.
Okay. So
Don't
now
eat
guess
nothing.
what? Guess what? You could have done that in the beginning and probably not got the surgery.
Come on now.
Yeah. But so like I said, I'm gonna repeat this. Many studies show that uh it can have powerful effects on your body and your brain.
Hmm.
So and may even help you live longer. But I'm gonna replace the word with may it will. So
Right. Will.
here's the key thing.
Hmm.
Even this is a discrepancy that we have even of us that have a little bit of knowledge of this book. Here's the key thing. It says, in this respect, it's talking about intermediate fasting. It's not a diet in the conventional sense, but more accurately described as an
The
eating
lifestyle,
pattern.
Brent. Come on now. It's a
So
lifestyle, baby.
right. So that's what, and see, they call it intermediate fasting, right? No, this is you made this your eating pattern. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, whether it be one meal a day, whether it be once every other day,
Yeah,
whether it
every
be
other
once
day.
every 3 days.
Come on
That's
now.
that's what he's called it. And that's what it's still called. But they're going to, like I said, they're going to pogo stick around giving credit to Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So they're going to call it what they want to call it. That's fine. You call it what you want to call it. You know, all those that have been following this book and have knowledge of this book, we just look back, okay, you know, all praises due to Allah. You still admitting it, but you just ain't admitting it. But
Spit
that's
hot
okay
stuff.
because there's those of us that believe in this man and follow this book will admit it by our
Come on, man.
actions and what
Let's
you
go.
see. So now you have to admit it. Because I'm gonna go on here and say this is where it came from. I'm not hiding.
Huh.
I'm not butt dancing, pogo stick, or what's that
No.
old kids game with the big ball you bounce up and down. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that around here. This is where it
I
came
ain't
from.
playing jacks.
So it says, here's one thing, you know, they just throw a little bit out there, you know, yeah, and Google ain't gonna tell you 100%, but it's enough for those that believe in the Google, as you can see what the man's talking about. So
Right.
it's enough. So I'll say their answers are very near correct. So,
Near.
yeah. So it says fasting has been a practice throughout human evolution. That is absolutely right because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it goes back to Moses and Methuselah. They ate once a week. Okay. It says here goes where they sprinkle it in there. Here, you know, they're gonna sprinkle a little them cookie sprinkles in the truth. They say
Right.
fasting is also done for religious or spiritual reasons, including in Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and Buddhism.
Come on now.
So, plus, I heard somebody bring up the Buddhist monks.
Mm-hmm.
I heard their strength. I heard they fast, and they was breaking down that because I'll just be honest with you, my brothers and I was like trying to figure out where we get this strength from, where we get this strength from. And I remember the brother was breaking it down. Well, that's like the Buddhist the Buddhist monks. They fast. They're strong. So then, you know, there's sometimes other people's verification helps. Uh, you know, giving you confirmation
Right. Right.
what you're already doing. You know what I mean?
Huh.
So that's why we don't you know, in the Nation of Islam, we accept all truths. If it can be proven, it's a truth. It don't matter what you call yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, but sometimes some of us in a so-called conscious community we act like you have to call yourself what I'm calling myself. You know,
Facts.
you don't know the truth unless you call it what you. No, first of all, let me say this though. I just want to say this because some of us in a so-called conscious community, we want to mock those say that are vegetarians. We want to mock those that are vegans. I'm saying, first of all, to our those are our family and trying to eat better. You know what I'm saying? You can't knock that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, first of all, if you can take advice from a doctor and you know he smokes cigarettes, why can't you give props to somebody that's trying to better their lives on the best way they know how? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know why? Because their discipline is whooping your discipline, and you know you should be whooping their discipline. But you mock them. You know,
Right.
you mock the vegan people. And I'm gonna say there's certain things that that's just me, the way I was taught and the way this man teaches. There's certain things that the vegans don't eat and eat that we believe you should eat and shouldn't eat. But I'm not gonna mock them. I'm saying, damn, at least they making an effort. You know what I mean? That's the bottom
Right.
line. And I agree with most of the things they eat. You know, but I'm not gonna mock them. So we get in. That's the problem, man. So you know, that's why people get made fun of or whatever. They skinny, they overweight, they in the weight room, you laughing at them. This man, the weight room is the hospital. You know what I'm saying? People got many
Right.
sicknesses. Excuse me that you came out the womb swole and could bench 750, which you know you didn't. It took struggle.
Impossible. Come on now.
Let me say this too. I want to say to Brother Jonathan. I know Brother Jonathan coming up on 8 months. Did not one time have I seen him. I know even after he works with us brothers on whatever our size is, and then I seen him teaching other people, and everybody and people he teaches has different levels of experience. They got different level of weight classes. Some are overweight, some are skinny. I did not ever see Brother Jonathan ever poke fun, laugh at. He's always encouraged and
Come
humble.
on now.
And this man has many skills, and he's humble off of that. But I know other people that you want to poke fun at somebody else. That's what's holding you back. You don't have
Come
no
on now.
humbleness. You can't act like
Yes,
you
sir.
came out the womb on your gift was perfected.
Come on
And
now.
that's why I do the same thing. I don't mock nobody if their
Right.
eating habit is worse than so-called not as healthy as mine. I never mocked them. Brother, did I ever mock you? Have you ever
No.
seen me
No.
have you ever seen me mock anybody else?
No. Hey, just let me give one example, brother.
Go ahead.
Hey, when we was in Tulsa, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
saw me grab that candy bar. You saw me grab them bag of chips.
Yes,
And
sir.
guess what? My brother did not judge me. My brother said, go ahead, brother. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? He said, at
Br-
least you tried. At
bruh,
least you tried.
bruh. First of all, I try to get in the habit where let's just say an instant, if I'm on a road trip, right? Let's
Yes,
say
sir.
we on a long road trip. Right? I know everybody's not up to par or advanced on the level of how to eat and live like I am. Does that mean, do I want to hate and just not stop off somewhere where they can get something to eat? Am I not going to think about them? No, first of all, let me say this, okay? It says that Jesus fasted for 40 days, right?
Right.
Now, I heard that's one of the disciplines that by you practicing, it helps you think about others.
Come on
So you're
now.
starving yourself, so to speak. Not really starving yourself, because if you ain't dying from it, which we just don't know, we don't know our full potential. So we think we're starving ourselves, but we're not starving ourselves. You're exercising your discipline is what you're doing. Okay, but I heard that's what helped him be thinking of others. One example, you'll think of other people. You know what it feels like to be hungry. What the hell I'm not gonna figure. I'm not gonna be as you can say thoughtful and be like whatever. We're on a long road trip. Anybody need to get something to eat? You know what I'm saying? Shit, I
Right.
might. If I got the money, I'll pay for it. I'll help you out. Somebody that ain't got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hate on that aspect. You know what I mean? Second, plus I wanna since we've been talking about buff, let me do a disclaimer. Anytime, this has not stopped. When I see somebody put that discipline to work, I respect that discipline. I look up to that discipline. I'm asking questions about that discipline. So I don't want you to think that just because I'm not buff, that I got a problem with people being buff. I've went to people and asked them for workout plans, and it worked on me. So
Yes,
I
sir.
know I respect that discipline. I respect any discipline like that. So I don't want you to think that, but I'm saying to get to the next stage, you can't think like that. That can't be
Yes,
your
sir.
own. And that's why I brought this brother on to prove is buff don't look. Prince has a song called Money Don't Matter Tonight. Well, buff don't matter tonight. And we
Huh.
gonna prove that.
Huh.
And that's why I brought this brother on, because I don't want you to just hear from somebody that's skinny. I want you to hear, first of all, I'm confident. I know it don't matter. I know just from my personal experience, it don't matter. Second of all, we have the answer. We can tell
Right.
that. We know the answer if you can get buff on intermediate fasting. We have the answer. But the first thing is you got to work with the mind. That shouldn't be your only concern. If that's your
Thank
only concern, because first of all, like the book says, you're going to lose weight first.
Come
You
on.
know why? You know why? Because it's
Come
your
on now.
body adjusting. It's like the impurities that come out when you're fasting. It's the
Teach,
body
bro.
adjusting, getting to the point where God intended it to be. So
Teach, bro.
so it's going to be a little seemingly discomfortable, but stick
Huh.
with it, and you're going to gain weight back. Second of all, think about this, brother. Now,
Yeah.
I still try to get an idea. I still try to get an idea of what I should be at based on my frame, my height, and my activity level. How much I should weigh, just to gauge. Okay.
Uh-huh.
First of all, I'm in there. I fit in that gauge. I'm in there.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, brother, I don't eat meat. Now, unless I'm wrong, do you believe meat weighs more than vegetables in your system?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Okay. Again,
you can actually look at it.
again, I don't eat meat. Second of all, I don't eat every day. So my food is gone out my system. So could you judge me on how much I should weigh based on somebody that eats meat and eats 5 times a day? That's
Right.
not a fair judgment. But again, I just get an idea, and I'm in that healthy range. Plus, I heard Dr. Aline. He said to know that your weight is a healthy weight, you should have between 10 to 12% body fat.
Hmm.
So and sometimes I get myself checked out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes I get my checked out. Sometimes you just have to check out. You just have to, as you could say, you just want to investigate God's handiwork. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you
Right.
know you're doing something right. Let me just not that you're concerned, but you just then you can have an added testimony to somebody in different realms. You know what I mean? You
Right.
just check it out.
Right.
Not that I was concerned. I just want to see what it looks like. And I remember I was at one of the gyms, and he did my body fat for me, and dude was tripping, like in a good way. This man he was, as you could say, a bodybuilding guru. He's like, man, your percentage of your fat is better than mine.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's the key thing of him looking at it positive. See,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be honest with you, bro. It's all about the heart, how you look at
It's
something.
it's all about the heart because hey, when we're going through that path, right, we're gonna see some struggle.
Come on.
We're gonna
Exactly.
see some struggle.
Right,
You
right,
gotta stick with it. If you
right,
stick with it, it's gonna be worth the struggle.
right. And let me mention before about the can you get bulk on intermediate fasting? And I'm gonna mention my middle brother, my brother James from the
Mm-hmm.
Hereafter TV. Him and brother Michael are the ones that introduced me to how to eat to live in these teachings, but didn't stop there. You know
Right.
what? You know how they didn't stop there? Because they continued to be the better example.
Come on now.
Continued. And still to this day. So
Right.
let me just say that. So it's good to have good support system that
Mm-hmm.
love you, that are on top of you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That are on you. So let me put it like that. And I just be honest with you, brother. I remember one time I messed up on
Mm-hmm.
1 meal a day. I have to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
here to tell the truth. Okay?
Right. Come on now.
So whether it's encourage you or so I don't seem like I think I'm perfect. But I remember I messed up. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember I messed up on 1 meal a day and I did it in front of somebody else.
Right.
And one of our friends who heard that we ate 1 meal a day. And we were all in my apartment and I went to, I don't know, whatever it is, I still to this day don't know what got into me, but I'll just be honest with you. I believe it was a law working the impurities out of me. So
Right.
it just get like, you know what I mean? So they came into my apartment, my two brothers and my friend, and I just went on top of the refrigerator, grabbed a banana, and offered him a banana.
Mm.
And this was out of the bounds of my 1 meal of when I should be eating. And I remember he tripped. I remember he looked like he looked at my brothers like, why am I doing this? So he
Mm.
knew I shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
So and I remember so later on my brothers brought that to my attention intensely. So
Mm.
that stuck with me. Stick to your
Right.
example because you never know who's looking or who you're influencing. So
Mm.
don't change up. If you say you about something, be about it. Don't
Right.
change up.
Don't
Don't
change
talk
up.
all this
Straight up.
guru. Don't talk all this stuff, and then you mess up.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure once you say you're doing it, make sure you're doing it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
sir.
whether you believe it or not, God's gonna test you.
Hey,
That's just the
it's
bottom line.
messed up.
So you got to make sure. So ever since then, I'm like that. I still remember this today, and that was probably in 1997 that happened.
Dang.
So I'm just saying, we all got trials and tribulations and stories that, going through our disciplines, man, nobody came into this perfect and, the opposition you had, you know what I mean? So, yeah, let me finish this. So, uh, it says how this is the intermediate fasting. They're talking about the fasting, how it affects your cells and hormones. It
Mm.
says, for example, your body adjusts hormone levels to make stored body fat more accessible. It
Right.
says your cells also initiate important repair processes and change the expression of genes. So again, this is Google saying this. It says human growth hormone called high. The levels of growth hormone skyrocket, increasing as much as fivefold. This has benefits for fat loss, and here it is. Brace yourself, muscle gain. So I'm gonna say
Mm.
it again. I'm gonna say it again. Human growth hormone. This is what this does in intermediate fasting.
Right.
Human growth hormone. The levels of growth hormone skyrocket, increasing as much as fivefold. This has benefits for fat loss and brace yourself one more time. Brace yourself. Put that seatbelt on.
Come on.
Muscle gain. But
Muscle
I
gas.
but I but I know somebody recently saying that eating this way affects your muscle gain. But right here in Google, well, first of all, I already knew that because I've only dabbled, sniffed it, or teeny tiny effort in the weightlifting, and I already knew that. My older brother did a little bit more on that, on how to eat to live, and I already seen the results. Snatched up the bench, ain't been went back in the gym on once every other day, snatched up 300 pounds. And that's just getting started off the wind of it. Off the
Come
wind
on
of it.
now.
So you can't tell me nothing. Second, I'm going to make it personal to me. First of all, I was about a little bit more, few more pounds than I am right about now. Okay? I'm 18 years old. I'm going to Job Corps. I'm starting to work out. Again, remember now, this is eating
Right.
5 times a day or whatever it was. Okay,
Yes, sir.
the most I could bench was 150, I think it was, or 155 on the bench. That's the most I could do at 18. Okay, eating 5 times a day. That's just starting out. Okay, fast forward, I did about 21, 22. I remember my brother's in the gym with me. Start. We're eating one meal a day. Starting to get back into a little routine. I just keep it real. The most I've probably kept up with weights is about 6 months consistently. You know what I mean? So that's we're back in the gym. One meal a day at 21, the same weight as I was when I was 18. I was weighing about 150, and I could only bench 155. This time I can max out at 255. And again,
Mm.
that's just dabbling with the weights. But again, that's one meal a day. So you can't tell me. What are you gonna tell me? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's jump up in strength like 100 pounds. So you can't tell me nothing. That's why I always knew in the back of my mind, these people don't know what they're talking about when they say that. I already knew that. I already knew that. Just a little bit
Right.
of I dab. And here go the other thing. Plus, we're gonna answer the question about getting bulk. Okay? Which again, it shouldn't matter. That's not the key factor. And you're already setting yourself up to, uh, well, of holding back. Let me put it like that. I already see where your concern and your worries are, and you just don't want to jump in the water yet. So
Right.
that's number one. Um, but I want to say on eating this intermediate fasting, as they called it, a few times I've gained about 13 pounds from working out and increasing my calorie intake when I did eat. But see, especially back then, man, I'm burning a lot of calories because I'm hitting the block hard, man. I'm
Uh-huh.
doing 8 to 10 miles a day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, I'm doing 8 to 10 miles a day. So,
Mm.
that's why I had to increase in my calorie intake. But I was still saying it don't matter. Intermediate fasting, you still can get, as you could say, but you know what I mean? But
Right.
also let me point out another one here. I ain't gonna read all these notes. I do got a lot. I mean, I wrote a lot of this stuff. You could look it up for yourself. Uh,
We can save some more.
yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it for next time. But so let's see where we at right here. Let me see. We're one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
We're gonna pull up the animals. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna pull up where we at right here. We're gonna pull up the animals. So it says, yeah. Let me pull this up right here. This part I do want to read. Let me pull this up. Okay, so I I, I pulled up and looked up lions.
Uh-huh.
So lions, well, at least wild lions, have a certain eating style that it is called, as uh, they call it gorge and fasting.
Okay.
So, and according to this study, the lions it's pretty much like Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, eating once every other day. So,
Hmm.
and notice it says gorge. So when they do
Right.
eat, they gorge. But then
Right.
and here's the concept when it comes to once every other day is you have to cover for the days you didn't eat.
Right.
You got to cover up, you know what I'm saying, the amount of food, the nutrients, because that's got to cover you for 2 days. But that's what it says the lions are doing. Here go the key thing. Now, when you eat once every other day, sometimes for that week you're going to eat 4 times. Sometimes you're going to eat 3 times, depending on the days that
Hmm.
it falls on. So every other week. One week you're eating 3 times a week. The next week you're eating 4 times a week, right? That's what
Right.
that's what the lions do. That's what it says too. That's what it says
Hmm.
the lions do. Okay? So the
Okay.
lions do this. So let me read something what it says about the lions. Okay? It says in 1993 the Topeka Zoo had 5 overweight lions. They were fed on a regular schedule once a day, 6 days a week. But the zoo decided to switch to a gorge and fast, of what I was just talking about. Sounds like once every other day. Sounds like
Uh-huh.
intermediate fasting to me. Okay, it
Right.
says so. They changed the feeding because here go. I'm explaining here is that when they have the animals, they're saying when they have the lions in the zoo, they don't feed them on their natural way that they're fed how they eat in the wild.
Mm.
So they were saying that the lions was getting overweight in the zoo. So because of that, so it says that so so but the zoo decided to switch to a gorge and fast or once every other day or intermediate fasting feeding schedule. So once a day, 3 days a week,
Huh.
modeled after wild lions, which typically eat 2 or 3 days as yeah. So the food was kept the same. A ground mixture containing horse meat, and each lion received the same amount of food over the course of a week as it had before. They now receive larger portions on the feeding days. So again, gorge and feast. So the lions were allowed to eat until they had till they till they were full and walked away from their food.
Huh.
So then the four it says the four weekly fasting days were chosen at random, which meant that lions sometimes experienced 4 days in a row of fasting. Previously, the lions had always finished their meals, but now 4 of the 5 routinely left portions of their meal uneaten. This result was a decrease in weekly overall caloric intake and significantly weight loss. Four of the five, four of the 5 lions lost from 9 to 16% of their total body weight.
Man.
So, however, the benefits were simply due to eating fewer calories based on fecal samples, the lions digested their food more thoroughly and efficiently under the gorge and fast model. So under the intermediate fasting, they digested their food better.
Come
So
on now.
both captive gorillas and lions suffered from the same issues, meaning they were overweight, the zoo animals. We forced them to accommodate our regimented work days. They were being fed on a human schedule, not on a schedule based on their species naturally eats in the wild.
Man, can I ask something real quick, brother?
Yes, sir.
You see how, they kept in a zoo,
That's
right?
right.
They're not kept in their natural habitat.
Yes, sir.
And they got taken out of their natural eating habits.
That's right.
So what you think happened to us?
Bruh, it's going to look. I'm gonna
Come
touch
on
on that.
now.
Bruh, I'm gonna touch on that. I'm gonna touch on that. So
Come on
what's
now.
a natural and so the question is, so what's a natural eating frequency for humans? Ready?
Yes, let's go.
Brace yourself.
All right. I got the
Too
seatbelt.
many nutritionalists get it exactly wrong, advising people to eat lots of small snacks throughout the day in order to keep the blood sugar up. It's called grazing for a reason. Grazing is how you say that
Herbivores.
herbivores eat, not carnivores or omnivores. Humans can benefit from the same approach that helped the lions lose weight. Fasting and feasting can make it easier to lose weight.
Come on now.
And again, they're giving the near correct answer because they ain't giving it all the way fully, like How to Eat to Live gives you. Like those that applied How to Eat to Live that you can physically see. So again, that's Google saying. So I'm here. Here go the thing, bro. I just believe it's like the end times. So it's like I believe it even mentions in the Quran that basically the truth is there's going to be a clear distinction between what's right and what's wrong. So I believe even their own people on Google is breaking up theories that we just say out of our damn mouths.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be make a clear distinction. And first of all, part of that clear distinction is the benefits you see from those following this book back here. But second of all, even their own people on Google is saying that's a misconception. So and then let's see. And then you can look up there. There's many animals that don't even eat every day. Many of them.
Look at the polar bear.
Bruh, come on, tell me about the polar bear, bro. Tell me about the polar bear.
The polar bear sometimes only eats twice a year.
Come on, bruh. Come on. But look, he's one of the most vicious animals. Oh, bro.
Biggest animal.
Bruh, I gotta come on, man. Bruh, it just sparked a note that I wrote down. I gotta bear witness to this, brother. I gotta bear witness.
Bear witness to it, brother.
I
Come
gotta
on now.
bear witness to these teachings, bro. That's all we're trying to do. Bear witness.
That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah, we trying to see. Other people think the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a crazy man. No, is a crazy man. They want to say that Mr. Farrakhan is a crazy man. So it's up to us to apply 2 sentences of what these men are teaching, that we can be an added bearer witness. So that's all I'm trying to do. Be all and a lot of us have kept our mouth shut too long. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time to open the mouth and add an extra bear witness. You know what I mean? But let me just say this, okay? First of all, again, like I said, you're gonna be doing stuff that you're gonna have tests, you're gonna have opposition, you're gonna have trials. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and that's just guys are just gonna see if you're gonna stick with whatever you stick them with. You know what I'm saying? Also, we don't know ourselves until we're tested. You know what I mean? So let me just say this. This was a few years ago. I want to make a special. I want to make a special point that the brothers that you see out there on the corner with the final call newspaper stuff like that, man, we're not just paper boys. Okay, we put our lives on the line. To whether it's in pandemic, whether it's you might be in the corner, brothers that got hit by cars, brothers got killed this last year from getting hit by a car.
Come on, man.
So, but you want to look at these brothers like they're insignificant, or you want to mock them. We're putting their lives on the line for the truth that we believe in. Other brothers have been attacked. Other brothers have been guns pulled on them. Other brothers have been harassed by police, put in jail.
Right.
But you want them to act like these brothers are insignificant.
I mean, these
So
brothers out here stopping fights between gang members and stuff
go
like that,
ahead, brother.
helping people that's going
Go ahead.
going to the hospital and everything,
Go ahead.
delivering food to the homeless when all the winter and everything was going
Go
on.
ahead, brother.
Come on now.
But see, recently, I'm gonna just keep it real. Recently, I got mocked. Recently, and which really it wasn't just towards me, it was towards all of us out there. So I want to put that
Yes, sir.
special thing right there. Number one. Number two is, what are you doing?
Hmm.
Where are you putting your life on the line for something that you believe in? See, that's where people get scared. Mr.
Right.
Farrakhan said, you can just look like you know God, just look like you do, and you'll scare people. Well, you follow this book, you will look like you know God. So he just said, if you just look like, let alone if you step out on that line and test the God with your faith, and he backs you up, then that really scares people. But let me just say this. It goes on the long of how to eat to live. Okay, I just say there's there's things in my brain to where you might have. It's almost you go to God with a concern. Let me just put it
Right.
like that, because it's not to the part of all the way doubt, especially if you're still sticking with what God wants you to stick with. It's just a concern, and you can look that all through Scripture that God help these men of God, as you can say, or anybody that's trying to do God's work, or just do an instruction. It could just be one instruction, but God sometimes have to send you confirmation. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I just have to say, I got in a situation on the block up here in OKC, okay, where, on a Sunday.
Huh.
Now, remember, I hadn't ate since Thursday. This was on a Sunday. Got into a
Come
physical
on, bro.
altercation. Okay. First of all, the dude was probably a good 40 pounds over me, which most grown ass men they bigger than me. Just put it
Yeah.
like that. I'm in the
It's
small
all good,
percentage
bro.
of the thing. Okay, just keep it real. But again, I'm hitting on the block. He felt that I was in his territory, which it was really the other way around. But first of all, it's really open to anybody if you want to keep it real. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's just a spot where you regular push on it, and he didn't like that, so he came and attacked me.
Hmm.
Okay, so a couple of things I want to say. Again, it was on a Sunday, so it was a physical altercation on a Sunday, and he got some shots in on me. That's what happens in a fight. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're
Right.
not gonna leave no blemish, and you're not gonna leave not getting hit
Right.
unless you ran. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? That's just gonna happen. Okay. First of all, there was two of the brothers that are up here, brother Clayton and brother Steve, and they were
Huh.
across the street. Okay, and they had seen that this man's coming at me like that. So here's where they came across the street and came to your brother's aid. Number one. Number two is he got shots in me. Again,
Mhm.
I hadn't ate since Thursday. Okay. So and then to make a long story short, he got whipped on. Let me just put it like that. You know.
Yes, sir.
And but I'm gonna say on the shots that he got into me, again, he good 40 pounds over me. And I'm fasting. I'm on a damn Sunday. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Right.
they did not, they really didn't even phase me. You know what I'm
Huh.
saying? So they really just bounced back off, almost like a Matrix. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
They really,
Yeah.
he got hit, but they really ain't even affected him. So I
Huh.
want to say all praise is due to Allah, but I'm saying the confirmation came in. First of all, I would have a concern as
Right.
like, what if something gonna happen to me on my Sunday? You know what I'm saying? Where I hadn't ate for those amount of days. So God gonna be like, I'm a give you a little bit more confident in your concern. So
Right.
I remember, and then I'm saying all this stuff is I remember that first of all, Allah gave those brothers as aid to me, but also He showed me that that shit bounced off me like I was
Mhm.
like I was Neo. You know what I'm saying? Knowing somebody like knowing that man was bigger than me. As you say, Buff, that man was a good 40 pounds over than me. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't faze me. So, but then I remember one of my visits to Seattle. This was probably like 3-4 years ago that this happened on Easter and stuff like that. So, but then I want to say that I was telling my former captain about that, and I said, I said we got in an altercation. I hadn't even ate for 3 days, and he said that's the best time to fight. So I remember it stuck with me, and then I started thinking about the lions when they're hunting. They hadn't ate for so many days. So obviously that proves that is the best time. But that's just a bare witness of this intermediate fasting, as I want to say. So you just sparked something that you said that made me bring that up. Okay. So you know, first of all, this man, the book says from God in person. So if you believe that's from that means he's trying to they're trying to put you in, like in the Bible, it says we're made into the image of God, right? So guess what? We got to eat into the image of God. We got to eat how God wants us to eat. You can't just do what you want to do and not going and you're not going to see consequences from just eating how you want to eat, right? So guess what? On the other hand, if you eat how God wants you to eat, you're going to see benefits.
Come on, teach, brother.
Not even benefits, but godly benefits.
Come on,
not just benefits. Benefits that's gonna make people of this world trip out. Like, damn. Right. Do you get tired? Damn. Do you age? Damn.
You still got all that energy?
Bro. Like I said, bro. And also, it's talking about the mental power in this. You know what I'm saying? So I know, you know, like I said, my brother's involved in this too, man. And I know the mental power. It's like when I hear him say something or break something down, I'm like, that shit takes a while to regurgitate or what do they say, digest. I'm saying that shit is like up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're looking at stuff more intensely, and you're looking. I mean, it's making you think a certain way, making you look at stuff a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the 2 top key things that attracted me into these teachings was, you know, just be honest. It's the teachings it's the arguments that it gives us. You know what I'm saying? Once you're able to, you know, you start learning about this knowledge, man. It's really, you know, the debates. It says, you know, it's talking about Malcolm X and his debates. You know, he's whipping up all these other scientists and stuff. It's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as the Mr. Farrakhan said, when he went to go argue with somebody, he brought one book, the Holy Quran, or as you could say, debate. Because truthfully, it's only an argument and debate when other people don't want to bear witness to the truth. So that's truthfully, the only way it's a debate or an argument. So, especially when it's made, you know, a clear distinction. So, and going to Mr. Farrakhan, you ain't heard nobody beat him in a debate or argument. Nobody. So, yeah, I just want to, and to go to the lion and the animals, bro. If again, we're supposed to be the highest form of creation. In the Bible, it says Adam was given dominion over the animals. But they outliving how they outliving you? Living us. They outliving turtles 200 years old. Clams 400 years old. But bro. Come on, bro. And you already know. Yeah, you already know. Let me I wanted to ask you let me ask you this. In your field, especially as a trainer, what do you think most people go wrong on the results that they want coming to you? Where do they go wrong?
Not being consistent. 1, not being consistent.
Right.
2, disbelief in themselves. Or 3, well, somebody else told me to do this.
Bruh.
So you telling me you didn't went off the plan that I gave you to listen to somebody else?
Come on, bro.
Come on.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
We had the plan. We both agreed on the plan,
Come on, bro.
but you listened to somebody else, so you decide to do it.
Come on,
And
bro.
now look at you.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Come on now.
You already know. That's the key thing, bro. But that's funny you said that. That's funny you said that. That's funny. That's funny you said that because I'll be thinking of the same thing.
Huh.
I'll be thinking of the same thing, bro. When that's like you know, I've seen this happen. If they find out somehow what I've been consistent on and the benefits I've shared, and then
Right.
they'll ask me a question on what I think, but then argue with my answer, and my answer is based on the results.
And hit you with that plantation mentality.
Man, man, real quick though, let me grab something real quick.
That's not what they said.
Yeah, yeah. No, you already know. Well, I mean, you should continue to ask them then. That's what you need to do. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, yeah, you sound comfortable in what you want to do, man. Just do what you got to do, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
You do what you got to do, and I'm gonna keep doing what God prescribed. You do what they
Come on.
prescribed. I'm gonna keep doing what He prescribed, and then, you
Right.
know, until you decide to just be like, man, you know, that's the problem. We just don't humble ourselves. You know,
Yeah. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Don't humble.
that's just
That's the
like you,
biggest thing.
right? That's just like you trending me, and
Mm-hmm.
I ain't, you know, when you tell me what to do or whatever like that, I just do. You ain't heard me
Right.
debate you. Yeah, well, they said over here, you know, they said over there. Well, no, that makes no sense. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm coming to you because I'm coming to you because I respect and see value in what you're proficient in.
Appreciate that, brother.
So I'm saying I humble myself, and I humble myself. That's the
Right.
problem. We don't humble ourselves.
Mm.
That's the problem. We don't humble ourselves. But
That's big stuff.
in this, we've cleared up a couple things. Okay, we've cleared up that bulk don't matter.
Right.
You
It
know,
don't.
that's not just me saying it. That's you saying it. So
Yeah. That's straight up.
yeah, that's coming from somebody who I consider bulk, definitely compared to me. He's saying bulk don't matter. Okay.
Don't matter.
Uh, and then also we cleared up that you don't need meat protein to
Thank you.
be to have the best results in muscle. In
Thank you.
fact, we've already read and established that really fasting does a better job of that anyway.
Come on now.
So for those that didn't see it, you see that my wife sent me that picture of what's his, how you say, Jab Judah, what's his name?
Zab Judah.
Yeah, holding up How to Eat to Live book.
Come on now. I
Yeah,
know you
yeah,
seen
you
that.
seen that? You
I know
seen
you
that?
seen
Yeah,
it.
my
Yeah,
wife
I know
sent
you
me that
seen it.
picture, man. So I had to post that, man. So you didn't. He knows. And bro, I'll just be honest with you. I knew there was something that looked different about his face, man. He looked young, bro.
Yeah, he look real young for,
He
especially
do
taking
look
all those
young, man.
shots.
He do look young, bro. How old is he? You know?
Oh, he got to be at least in his 40s, at
Yeah,
least.
he see. That's the other thing, bro. When those that are that's just like you.
Uh-huh.
You, as in your arts, you can
Yeah.
look at and recognize somebody who's also skilled as you,
Right.
and you can recognize somebody that's not a beginner, and you can recognize somebody that's, as they say back in the day for the skateboard. Those who know about the skateboard, they call them posers.
Hey, come on, brother.
So you
Come on,
know
brother.
somebody that's posing, bro. Plus you and here, I'm trying to make it relative. So here's
Okay.
you and other people I see that are on Facebook that are real study and experienced in martial arts, right? You show those funny videos of those guys faking the martial art demonstrations, right?
Right.
Right, right. So, bro, I'll just be honest with you. And another thing is that there was another thing. Who was it? Who's that rapper? Bootsy or something? What's his name?
Yeah, little boozy.
Yeah. I think he's kind of short. Is that him?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
all sure.
Yeah. I think it was him that he was on Vlad before too. If
Yeah,
that's
he
the
was
same.
on Vlad.
Yeah. So it was him. I believe what happened was it was either him or if I got it wrong, just bear with me. It might not be him, but I believe it was him that that there was an uproar because he was wearing one of the fraternities, representing one of the fraternities signals or shirts or something like that,
Right.
right?
The
So there was
signals.
an
Yeah.
uproar, and they felt that disrespectful, which they should, because they to a certain extent. This
Right.
I'll look at the positive aspect of that is they felt disrespected because this man is representing it, but he didn't go through
The
so-called
process.
the process and the opposition that many have had to get there,
Right.
right? Right. So I
Right.
know that's how y'all feel in the martial arts world. That's how you feel, right? That's how you
Mm-hmm.
feel when somebody throwing up them fake videos, right?
Right.
So a con artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, sir.
that's how some of I can speak for myself, and I believe others that follow How to Eat to Live book or any of these teachings, and you're talking about you're misrepresenting it. Number one, you're number two is you're claiming that you didn't receive the results. Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad points that out in the book.
And that comes back to you listening to somebody else
Go ahead,
other than following what somebody else told you to do.
bruh. Look,
You
right,
had the plan already.
bruh, and not only that, it's our see. I can tell because Mr. Farrakhan says the ritual leads you to the obedience.
Right.
So, so that's like the ritual is like the practice. So it'll make it like automatic. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It'll make it automatic. Just like some of y'all is in the training and stuff. It's so automatic to you. Nobody got to tell you to work out so many times during the week. You know what I
Right.
mean? Some of us ain't at that level like y'all's at. That's natural. You don't have to tell
Right.
you to go work out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We don't have to. We know where you're gonna be at, bro. We see by the outer appearance, and you're in
Mm-hmm.
shape. We know you work out. That's
Right.
something that comes natural. You now you've put that into practice to where it's automatic. So
Mm-hmm.
that's everybody has a certain discipline that's automatic. You don't have to tell them to do that. They love doing it. You know that.
Right.
So it's automatic. So again, that's what all related to intermediate fasting, as they say, 1 meal a day, following this book. You got those that have been practicing so much it's natural, bruh. Something what you gonna say? A distraction. Certain distractions don't distract them from sticking
Right.
to
They
that
don't bother you
discipline.
so much.
Yeah,
Right.
distractions don't. You know what I'm saying? And certain distractions might be, for instance, you might be stressing.
Mm-hmm.
You might, death in the family. You what they call that? Man, just stress and depression. Might be depression.
Right. There you go.
And and really the big problem with that is what's the first thing we grab when we're depressed?
Man.
Food.
Whatever those bad things are sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, ice cream, snacks. You know what I'm saying? Chips,
Everything.
right? And
Okay, soda, everything.
right, that don't help. Please tell
Right.
me. We use that as our therapy, but please tell me in the history where that's helped. Has it helped? But I know,
Nowhere.
right? But I know, but I mean, I could show you where fasting helps.
Right.
I can show you where intermediate fasting helps. I can show you where 1 meal a day helps. We not only that, it said it helps the brain. Now
Mm.
stress is on the brain.
Right.
And I just have to be honest. I just have to be honest with you. For a while, I dealt with depression.
Mm.
Okay. I'm a whole lot better than I used to be. I'm a whole lot better. But I would remember, I would notice on the days that were the longest that I didn't eat while I was still dealing with certain depressions, my brain felt lighter.
Uh,
I felt less stressed. You know
right.
what I'm saying? On them days. So, and that was attributed to part of my stuttering problem that I had, especially coming into the Nation of Islam. It took years to get rid of that. But I'm saying
Right.
I would notice like sometimes if I accepted the challenge to speak, I remember I would fast. And extra that, then what I was already eating. I remember I would go 4 days. So I would fast. So
Yes, sir.
or I would make sure it was on a certain day that I felt the lightest based on my fast. So, and I know it would help me not stutter. I know it'll help me feel more confident. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
know it felt me more in tune. It felt me more, stress was relieved off of me. You know what I mean? Notice
Fact.
while still dealing with that heavy depression, but then when I ate, like when I was full, here comes the stress feeling again. You see what I'm saying? So I'm giving an example that the stress helps that. It already said it helps the brain, so it helps that. Of course, with you doing what you got to do, what that's therapeutic for the brain, for the mind, for whatever it is, stuff that happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I noticed that. You know what I mean? I noticed I would be stronger on them days. I noticed that the less I ate, the stronger I would be.
Right.
The more days I would go, the stronger I'd be. I remember working out on uh, on a 7-day fast, and I worked out 3 days. So I had a part-time job. This is 7 days,
Right.
part-time job. Hit the block after that, and worked out. 7-day fast, 7-day fast. None but one coffee each day. 7 days, and so let's see. Another time I remember like I explained running the energy level, you know what I mean? Like I've heard some just like looking just based off of my energy level that it's exhausting to them. You know what I'm saying? It exhausts them. It's
Right.
almost like when you see a marathon runner, right? You know
Mm-hmm.
you can't do what he's doing, but just watching him makes you tired.
Right.
Because you're putting
Right.
yourself in that shoe. You know what I mean? So it's
Mm-hmm.
exhausting is making you tired. You know what I mean? So
Right.
let me point out. I got a little bit more for another little fact here. Let's see
Okay.
what we got here. What we got here? Okay, 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 okay. Here we go. Two things. It talks about this is for intermediate fasting. It's talking about brain health. So this is the
Okay.
brain health area. So it says increases the brain hormone BDNF and may aid the growth of new nerve cells. So there's the word may again, but
Mm-hmm.
may aid the growth of new nerve cells. It may also protect against Alzheimer's disease. This
Huh.
is intermediate fasting, brain health. Here go the anti-aging part. Intermediate fasting can extend lifespans in rats. Studies show that fasted rats live 36 to 83% longer.
Man,
But
that's a
again,
big gap.
but again,
Uh-huh.
folks are going to say, well, I see, folks are going to say when we talk about how long Methuselah lives, how long Moses lived, how long Adam lived, there's a whole list of prophets in there that lived long hundreds of years. But
Right.
in this time, we say that's not possible, right? Or we say they're talking about a different time, or that's that, that's that. But here's the answer. Again, it says intermediate fasting can extend lifespans in rats. Studies show that fasted rats 36 to 83% longer. So,
That's a big gap.
right, that sounds like to me that might be the answer.
No.
That's how these people in the Bible live so long. It's
Come
fasting.
on, man.
Uh, well, we got another one. We got insulin. This is also health benefits. It talks about uh, weight loss.
Okay.
Insulin resistance. Intermediate
Okay.
fasting can reduce insulin resistance, lowering blood sugar by 3 to 6%, and
You know,
fasting in
yeah,
and,
go ahead, brother.
yeah, and fasting insulin levels by 20 to 31, which should protect against type 2 diabetes.
Thank you. That's all I need. That's all I wanted to point out.
Yes, sir. And it says heart health, intermediate fasting may reduce bad LDL cholesterol, blood uh, triglycerides, inflammatory markers, blood sugar, and insulin resistance, all risk factors of heart disease. So this is what intermediate fasting is doing.
Right.
So let me see. Also, yeah, I got that heart health. So what we got? What we got here? Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Weight loss again. According to the same, let's see. Basically, according to a study, people also lost 4 to 7% of their waist circumference, indicating a significant loss of harmful belly fat that builds up around your organs and causes disease. So again,
Right.
it says many studies have been done on intermediate fasting in both animals and humans.
Right.
So they don't really mention a lot of the humans though, but I can bear witness. I know a lot of us in the Nation of Islam, we follow this book, How to Eat to Live. You know, as Mr. Farrakhan said, he made this the dietary law.
Huh.
As Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in the book, this is a must for my followers.
Come
So,
on now.
and let me put it like this: you can be a follower that's so-called. It don't matter what you call yourself. You see what I'm saying? These
Yes,
teachings
sir.
are beneficial to anybody. All you got to do is apply it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't mean you got to call yourself a certain thing. But as it pointed out in the different religions, that's one of the things that we bear witness to from each group. We definitely bear witness to prayer, and we definitely bear witness to fasting, and we bear witness to charity. All them religions. So fasting is one of those things that are common denominator. So we at least can agree on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just get to heart. We ain't took it seriously, and we really don't even know the benefit. I just be honest with you. When I grew up in the church, I heard fasting the first time. Two things went in my head. I'm like, what the hell? They were. I'm gonna give them props. They said we're gonna do a fast. You know, I'm probably like 14. The only thing I'm a fast what back then was I was gonna be fast to go into the refrigerator. That's the only thing I was gonna fast. So I'm not thinking back then. But lo and behold, years later, I got introduced in How to Eat to Live. Then I got to put that into play. Then I knew what fasting really meant. You know
Right.
what I mean? Then I see the benefits of fasting. So I remember that. So I know some of us, we just don't really know the concept. Because we just don't, we're not taught to take it seriously, really, to be honest with you.
Right.
So let me say another one. Oh, yeah, okay, so studies, let's see what the, okay, so this is talking about the human growth hormone. Okay,
Right.
so
HGH.
studies can indicate that fasting can help boost the human growth hormone level. One such study found that after a 3-day fast, your, as they abbreviated HGH, human growth hormone levels, increased by, after a 3-day fast, they increased by 300%. So, and human growth hormone is responsible for growth cell repair, metabolism. And here it is. Brace yourself again. Muscle growth.
Huh.
So that's human. That's what it does. Muscle growth. Oh, wait a minute now. Are we saying we don't have to eat it 5 times a day to get swole? Are we saying we ain't got to eat every day to get swole?
Exactly.
To tell me if you're gonna follow this book, you can still get swole?
Come on now.
Oh, okay.
Come on now. Come on
But see,
now.
you know where the questions come about?
Right.
We just ain't tried it.
They ain't tried it.
Once you try it, Why don't you put it in that fine discipline you're disciplined in? Because here, let me just say this, bro. Working out and getting swole, right? So it's there's certain things that we do to just get bulk, to whether it's junk food, to whether it's shooting up with steroids and stuff like that. That's that don't impress me. In fact, that don't impress God. You want to impress me? Is you said you did a 2-week fast, right?
Right.
And still got swole.
Mm-hmm.
And you still was working out, right?
Still was working out.
Yeah, that's impressive. This was your first Ramadan, this last Ramadan, right?
Right.
You was working out. You was still working out, right?
Still working out.
And you told me you was working out with other Muslims, right? That was doing Ramadan. No, tell me this. Didn't you say, man? Didn't you say this was like your first Ramadan? So I think if I don't, correct me if I'm wrong though, but you was like, man, be a little bit lighter on me, man. It's your first Ramadan.
Right.
No. In fact, I think you said. Plus you said I'm doing Ramadan. Then you found out they said I'm doing Ramadan too.
Who?
Yeah.
Right.
And you were still working out, getting heavy on it, right?
Right.
So I'm just saying that's impressive to me.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? You can do all that stuff, pumping yourself up with steroids or pumping yourself up with junk foods and all that. That's not impressive. You want to impress me? Do whatever your gift is without eating.
Come on now.
That's impressive to me, whatever your strength is. But see, first of all, I've always known this. I've always known greater works will you do than me. I always believed that. I always believe people in these disciplines, even though I'm deep in how to eat to live, I always knew people that had that discipline, whether it be sports, lifting weights, whatever it may be, in the Olympics. I knew if you applied this book, I knew you're going to do greater works than I do. Or it's going to be greater benefits than I have. I already knew that. So I already go humble to everybody with that discipline. But I don't receive the same treatment back. I just keep it real with you. But that's what you're missing. And that's why I know you're not successful. And you're never going to be successful. You know what I'm saying? And truthfully, let me clear this up. I don't want you to be humble towards me. I want you to be humble towards this book right here, this man, because I'm only doing what this book says. So I want you to be humble to this stuff. But see, guess what? To be humble to a certain principle or somebody that set up that law or that broke that law down is you got to go through those that actually are doing it. Because they're a sign of that. Just like, bruh, when somebody signs up for martial arts, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. Now, when they go up in there, bruh, do they go up into an empty dojo and expect to get trained by nobody?
Nah.
What do? You bear witness to a sensei. You humble yourself to a sensei, right?
Right.
Right. Now that's the only way
you're going to have to submit to a master.
Right. And that's the only way you're going to get in on the different degrees, right?
Right.
This sensei has experience in all those areas that you're looking for to succeed in, right?
Succeed in, exactly.
Right. So, like I said, there's a sensei on the scene. Mm-hmm. Right here. There's a sensei on the scene. So I just want to say that. But see, here goes the problem, though, that hold us back is, no, I'm not into that Muslim religion. Well, see, that's where I'm not going to hide it. I'm not on here talking about intermediate fasting and hiding the source where it even got popped. You see what I'm saying? Because that's going to be your trial then. That's what you got to get past. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. That's what you're going to have to get past. So you're going to have to humble yourself to a so-called controversial source right here. How to eat to live.
Facts.
And then you're going to realize that where this came from. Then you're going to realize this man knows what he's talking about. He wasn't just somebody making up stuff. Neither is Mr. Farrakhan, his number one student. Not just making up stuff. Oh, brother, we're going to get to our last point. Our last point was elderly people gets buff. That was a question. Go ahead. Okay. I'll let you explain that.
So, elderly.
Yes, sir.
At this point, you coming almost to the end part of your life, right?
Yes, sir.
Why would you want to stack so much muscle on your frame when you over here supposed to be practicing longevity over everything?
Go ahead.
You trying to live longer.
Go
You
ahead.
trying to, saying you trying to be young. You don't need all that muscle
Go
because
ahead.
one, you barely walking, you barely getting it unless you've been active your whole life. Why would you want to put muscle on when your muscles somewhat come and deteriorate?
Go ahead.
All you should be worried about is vitamins, minerals, herbs, everything to keep you longer, the longevity of the process,
Go
keep
ahead.
you living longer. You don't need muscle. Gravity weighs you down. You're just gonna be hunchback.
Go ahead.
You don't need to be buff.
Go ahead.
It's not a necessity.
Go ahead.
Don't worry about that.
Go ahead. Hold
I
up.
mean, you can, but I mean, you're just gonna have to eat a lot more. But as you older and elderly, as I would think, you know what I'm saying? Why would you want to do that to yourself?
Right.
So that's why I'm coming on that.
I got you.
I'll close out on that
Okay.
one.
Now, that's going by and I like how you answered that because I wanted us to focus on two parts. Okay. So that is, as you can say, the logical and spiritual part, right?
Okay.
And that's what I believe. That's where I believe somebody might want that question. So now let's say the other part. Let's just say, can elderly people get in shape and
Yes.
still be strong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's ladies that you can look at and everything. One lady that's 79, 83 years old, that's a personal trainer, still getting in there in the gym,
Go ahead.
has a 6-pack, still shredded to the T,
And
still lifting her max weight.
you said how old is she?
She's 79, and I think there's one that's 83 years old.
Okay. Okay. Now the reason I wanted you to answer that because this is gonna end this right here. I want to pull
Yes, sir.
I want to pull something up. Okay. Give me a second here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull this up here. So let's see. So, but the main thing is what we've hit on is buffs don't matter. You can still it shouldn't matter. You got to go into this with the right mindset, and also you don't have to eat meat to get bulk,
Right.
or to even, well, let me clear that up. That too, but you don't have to eat meat to be strong, and you don't have to eat every day to be strong.
Right.
So, and truthfully, as humans, man, we just don't know our full potential, really. Just be honest with
Right.
you. You know what I'm saying? Our
Yeah.
potential has been watered down by the diet, the foods we eat, what's in the atmosphere, radiation,
Right.
all this
Everything.
stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? But see, another thing important thing about the fasting part is I've heard it. I believe through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad fully, it takes 36 hours to digest food.
Right.
So 36 hours. So and then you need the fasting helps because all the food that we eat is poisoned. It has poison in it. So
Right.
fasting kills the poison. So that's why you should fast. That's one to the physical part. Is it killing the poison in the food? So it's almost like your body can self-heal itself. You know what I'm saying? So by fasting. That's why we should fast. Put it like that. That's one level. But hold up here. See what we're gonna pull up here. So I'm focusing on uh can elderly people
Get buff.
yeah. Now I'm because I agree with you on the first part you said.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focusing on Now we're gonna give you the answer.
Okay.
But plus you already said the answer too after that. But here goes a bear witness real quick. Hold on. This thing act right. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna turn this camera around. So right here. Well, I think I can. Let me see. Yeah. So I ain't gonna get off of this. I'm gonna explain it real quick though, and then we'll end it.
Careless lifestyles are killing us in droves across all ages. The merchants of death dump filth daily into our communities, and we put it into our bodies. It is best to make the most of this life and empower ourselves through healthful living. Let me share my thoughts with you on this special video. Call now to order. Get Farrakhan's program for better health and the story behind his bout with cancer. To order, call now. 312-602-1230. That's what I'm talking about.
So I'm gonna say that was Mr. Farrakhan somewhere in between when he was. Hold up, real quick.
We give thanks to all those who came.
That was Mr. Farrakhan. He was somewhere in between the age of 58 and 66. And you see him, he was working out. That was 225 on there. You seen him working out.
Right.
So I believe he's, oh man, I want to say, I think he got up to the bench of maxing like during that workout time, them years he was working out heavy like that. I believe he was like 400 on the bench.
Man.
You know what I mean? Squats was like 400 also. So, and I remember I seen another video where he's doing sit-ups. You seen the sit-ups he was doing, right?
Right.
I seen a sit-up where he had a 45 plate on his stomach. So I'm saying, so that should answer the question, even though we focused on both parts. Can elderly people get buff? We focused on, like you said, the health part of that. You really shouldn't be worried about it, but that you would call that elderly in his 60s. In his 60s. And at that time, his trainer said, I see no end to this.
Huh.
You see what I'm saying?
Come on now.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, that's the sign right there, bro. And you know, and he said when he was lifting weights, he didn't have hand wraps on. He said, you know why? He said, I lifted that with my mind.
Come on now.
You know, hand wraps. But again, elderly.
Right.
So I hope we cleared that up.
I think we did, brother.
Yeah, buff don't matter.
It don't matter.
Go ahead.
It don't matter.
Go ahead.
Longevity is key.
Go ahead.
Longevity is key. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, sir. But you can still, and you can still be strong. You know, see. Well, I just be honest with you, bro. I know, especially being in the martial art world. You know, Bruce Lee.
Right.
Bruce Lee. So all I'm gonna say is I believe he made an impact on martial arts, like say, as you could say, and I put like Tupac in the hip hop world like that. So you can't mention hip hop without saying Tupac.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and a lot of that had to do with his death. And I believe the same thing with Bruce Lee. So, you know, and I'm not gonna argue that these men are I'm not gonna sit here and say whether they're the best or not in their field, but I believe they made an impact. So I'm just saying, and I know a lot of us believe. Whatever we believe as Bruce Lee being one of the greatest martial arts. So I'm gonna just go by that. But I'm saying he wasn't buff.
Nope.
He was cut, but he wasn't buff.
He wasn't
but
buff.
I know somebody right now would argue and say that man can whip anybody that's 250 pounds. So I'm gonna just go in your belief system. No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? I'm going by your belief system.
Right.
Your belief system, because I've seen it. I've seen him go on Facebook and defend that man. So I'm just going by your belief system.
Right.
So if you believe that man, according to that, didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
didn't matter. You know, I mean, I could point out Mayweather. Mayweather's cut and in shape, but he's not buff. But
you can point out Henzo Gracie too.
man, go ahead. Go ahead.
Smallest dude whipping everybody that was big.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on now.
Go ahead.
And that was in the roughest sport ever.
Man, go ahead.
Come on now. You know
saying,
what it is. So
yeah,
buff don't matter.
Right. I'm just saying you can look all everywhere. Buff don't matter. Let me give you an explanation. I heard Mr. Farrakhan say this. He was talking about the power of, and he said there's been cases where there was so much love in that mother for her baby, like the baby got loose, I guess, in the gorilla cage or somewhere around the gorilla, and that mother's love was so much that it this moves me even to this day. He said that mother made so much of an uproar that it scared the gorilla. So don't tell me that's the buffest thing out there right now. But a mother's love scared the gorilla, the way the gorilla went away. So don't tell me buff matters.
Come on now. Come on, brother.
We supposed to act like that we got made in the image of God, but we scared of a mouse in certain instances. But that's just telling the power. That proves that buff don't matter.
Right.
The mother scared the gorilla. And you know the power of a gorilla? A gorilla, I heard, that can is more can just say the average man can bench 200 pounds, right?
Right.
A gorilla can do 2,000 pounds.
Right. One gorilla, silverback gorilla.
Go ahead.
It has the strength equivalent of 13 offensive linemen in the NFL.
Oh, okay. See, now that's better than what I was taught. I was taught that's better than what I was taught. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah. And she's scared.
Offensive linemen, those are 300-pound dudes.
Go ahead. And she's scared. You know why she's scared,
man.
bro? She exercised her, as you could say, her being made in the image of God.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to speak on that for a little bit too, because a lot of times in the conscious community, we will say that the man has the ability to reflect God, but you leave out the woman.
Huh. Come on now.
But that's proven right there. First of all, just her putting up with the damn man in his sleep state proves that she is made in the image of God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say, a woman by a look can put you on freeze.
Huh.
So obviously, again, she's made in the image of God too.
Right. I love that,
bro. But again, that was a woman that scared the gorilla. I didn't hear a man scared the gorilla. I heard a woman scared the gorilla.
Right. Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to end it on that.
No, brother. Hey, I think we covered all them bases.
Yeah. All praises due to Allah, bro.
All praises to Allah.
It says when two or more gather, God is present. Or if you don't believe in God, truth can verify itself more than one witness. Truthfully, one witness can do it, but two is better.
Two is always better than one.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I said, again, brother, I humbled myself and I said, you know what? I know what I believe and I know what I know, but I said, I know this man right here, has more expertise in those fields than I do. And he can be a bearer witness. I humbled myself.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So I said, let me bring this man on. Let me interview this man. He interviewed me last time. Let me ask you some questions, brother.
Yes, sir.
Just so it can bear witness.
Come on now.
Yeah, so they can hear from somebody different than me. You know what I mean? Somebody that they can't use no excuse in those areas that they're using against me. But let me add this too, brother. I'm gonna just be 100% honest, brother.
Okay.
Certain people have excuses that they're comfortable withholding. It's what I call it a security blanket. You remember, like, I think his name was Linus on Charlie Brown. He always carried around a dirty blanket. That was the security blanket. You know what I mean? So sometimes we want to hold theories as our security blanket. You know what I mean? So they
Right.
want to say like they want to use whatever it is. Well, bro, uh how can you talk about the benefits of working out in intermediate fasting when you don't even look like you're working out?
Right.
So, but that's number one. Number two, and what I'm about to say, this goes for everybody who I know has applied this book up here. Everybody that's applied this book. You really don't want us to really show out. I'm gonna just keep it real. You really
Mm.
don't want us to. We just ain't showed out yet, bro. We
Uh-huh.
really don't want us to.
I'm trying
You
to tell
really
them,
don't.
bro. They don't want us to get too
No,
deep
they
off
don't,
this one,
bro.
bro.
No, they don't. You really
Yes,
don't,
sir.
bro. And see, the confidence comes from following this book, bro. It's not me.
Right.
No, you got to look at either this man is crazy, weighing $150, and he got confidence and saying that you really don't want us to show out, or he's crazy. But it's the other part. You really don't want us to show out because the two reasons you really don't want us to show out, bro. Because when we walk up in there, bro, we represent God's diet. We represent the God that's not of this world, and we break up theories with this diet. So again, you really don't want us to show out
Yes, sir.
because first of all, it ain't for us though. It's just to add a bear witness to right here. That's all it is. It's an added bear witness to God's diet because this ain't me. This ain't us, the ones that follow this book. You know, we are, and then when they say that they did experiences with rats and stuff, you know, they always hide behind that. They say rats, 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 rats. Well,
Right.
this man, we followed this book, and there's already man going back from the 30s up until now that we're the experiment. There is no
Come
need
on.
for a rat experiment. All you got
Right.
to do, you should be interviewing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's followers from back then to now that follow this book.
Yes,
You
sir.
don't need a rat experience. That's pogo sticking. That's jet skiing around this man's teachings. So I'm
Yes, sir.
trying to tell you, you really don't want us to show out.
Right.
I believe
Come
it says sometimes you got to boast in the name of the Lord. You feel me? Not in
Right.
yourself, but in the name of the
In the name
Lord.
of the Lord. Come on now.
So I'm saying you really don't want us to show out. And it's really
Huh.
getting to that point.
Huh.
Because there was a point in David and Nebuchadnezzar where Daniel, and he ate what God wanted him to eat, and his men that was up under him ate what God wanted him to eat. And Nebuchadnezzar and his men ate what Nebuchadnezzar wanted you to eat, the king's meat. And we're taught the meat that Daniel and his men was the pulse, the navy bean. Okay? 2021. Okay?
Huh.
You got those that are been deep in following this book. There's those that are do, as you can say, intermediate fasting. You really don't want
Right.
us to show up, bro, because they're really gonna jump off the bridge. I'm gonna just keep it real because your excuse is gone and your false theories are gone. So you're really gonna jump out the bridge. But again, we're humble. We're humble to those to those that are with that discipline. But again, you really don't want us to because we represent something different when we go up in that gym, bro. We
Right.
represent something different. And yes, I'm saying me with the small frame. I go up in there and I represent something different.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not, back in the day, I used to be, as you can say, what they say, intimidated. I was embarrassed of my small frame. I was embarrassed. So when I would go up in the gym, I didn't feel comfortable up in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes I would have to overcompensate, knowing that I didn't have confidence. I would come up with a fake confidence. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But now first of all, it's mathematics. This person that let's just say, a good somebody that's crafted in their gift is they know if somebody else would do what they do, they could do that too. That's the first thing. So when you see somebody over there benching 750, you're a human being. You got the capability of doing it like that too. You see what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but my thing is, the ones that always impress me and always impress other people is the more natural ones. The ones that are doing something that doesn't seem right, or for instance, as they say they had the natural the people that work are the contest for the natural people, the people that don't take no as they say, sports enhancers or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying those were more impressive. Second of all, again, we're talking about God's diet. You think God is gonna let Satan's diet beat God's diet?
Right.
No. Yeah, he was breaking up there a bit. Yeah. Can you hear me? You hear me now? Bro, okay, yeah, you paused on my end, so I didn't know. But yeah, God
My
ain't
bad.
gonna let Satan's diet beat him. You already know that, bro. So
No.
and
No.
that's one thing I appreciated about you, because I see after all these gifts, all of these disciplines that this man has, he was able to look past all those and still see how to eat to live is relevant and beneficial and
Yes,
out of
sir.
this world. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just saying that takes a certain individual. You know
Thank
what I'm
you, brother.
saying? Because you're just somebody else is just got those disciplines like you got, but he want to argue with it. He don't want to admit it. He
Right.
doesn't see the value in it. But
Mm.
that's how you're gonna stay at the level you're at.
Right.
You know what I'm
Because,
saying?
man, me growing up as a martial artist and everything, right, going through all these teachers and all these coaches and everything like that, right, you always have to have an open mind to somebody else's type of style. Because even though that's not your style, you can add something from the style to your style.
Yes, sir.
So you can always add something to your arsenal, no matter who it is or where it is. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying? You can always add the arsenal and it'll still be that beneficial to you. So
Yes, sir.
bear with me.
Yes, sir.
Bear with the Honorable Elijah
And,
Muhammad and on
yes,
how to eat to live.
yes, sir. And let me scroll up to the people that you even watched, or even if they ain't on no more. I see you, my brother, Michael X. Yes, sir. Uh, I see you, Marcus X. Appreciate you. Uh, I think I recognize you from my Facebook. I think it's Debula. I appreciate you. I see Drew. I see Daniel.
She's just gonna just
Yes,
throw
sir.
fit.
Rigo, Carl. See if yeah, I mentioned some of these. Oh, I see you, brother Steven. And some of these might have got off, man, but I apologize. I wanted to scroll
Nah,
up and
bro.
recognize everybody, man. I appreciate you all watching. I see you. And I seen my brother earlier, brother James, on there earlier, the first in the beginning too. So if I missed him, yeah, all praise is due to Allah. But like I said, that's my other brother Michael on there too, man. So both him and brother James, you know,
Mhm.
and they eat the same way I eat. Well, let me switch that. I eat the same way they eat. They got me
Right.
into it. You know what I mean? So yeah, all praise is due to Allah. Uh, so yes, sir. I think we're gonna end it on that unless you had any added points.
Brother, I think we touched everything.
Yes, sir. All praise is due to Allah, bro.
All praises due to Allah.
Yes, sir. All right, that's it, family.
Y'all take it easy.
Yes, sir.